thing about Belgian beers is that when I first got into craft beer, long time ago, um, we didn't have as much. There weren't as many over the top styles and things like we have today,
Mhm.
and it was always like that first wave of craft beer was kind of brown ales and porters and stouts and maybe like an IPA and along those lines. But then people would talk about the Belgian beers like the Orvals and the name.
Mhm.
Yes, they with reverence, like these beers. You should try these beers. And when you said Orval, like I've got the Orval glass, and I love the story behind Orval. That's the cool thing about the Belgian breweries is they all have a cool story behind them. Like they've been around for
Yeah.
a long time, right? And like
Yeah.
the fish with the ring and all the stuff.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And so I don't know where I was going with that. Oh, but anyway, they were always spoken with like this reverence. So it's cool that we have these local and we'll talk about the tie-in of like your water content, your water profile, and all that kind of stuff. That like the hill country is about the size of Belgium, right? I don't maybe again I don't know. Is that similar? Kind of like it. I don't know. I've heard that.
All right, so it looks like we lost our stream for a second, but we're back up.
Oh, good.
I don't know. Glitch in the matrix. It
Oh,
happens.
it happens.
Sorry.
Oh, you didn't have to tell us.
Mhm.
Now we're all worried about it. What were we talking about? Oh, the hill country. Is the hill
No.
country the same size as Belgium? Is that not true?
I think Texas is actually bigger than Belgium.
Okay.
They love it. Tell them that.
Oh, we'll have to look at that map, that website. It's Texas, it's like the shape of Texas. You can put it on anything. But there's a lot of similarities between hill country and Belgian beers in Belgium.
Can we touch on a second about your success in brewing Belgian beers?
Well,
What
we were getting there.
Okay.
I feel like you're crashing in on this. Like you got distracted by the
I'm not.
stream.
No,
Yeah.
I'm good.
No, we were talking about that. I was
Okay.
getting there. Hey, can we talk about your success in? There's always-
Sure.
Thank you.
Sure. Yeah.
All right. And
Well,
when
Brent?
question first though, when did you guys open as a brewery? Did I miss this?
Mm-mm.
So we officially opened in 2014.
Okay.
And our first beer actually made it out the door May 2014 specifically,
Yeah. But we didn't open our tasting room.
until like September 2014 because of the law.
Yeah. This is actually a dry area,
Oh,
Oh.
which no, built a brewery right here. But we could sell our beer, but we couldn't sell beer here. So the brewery, we couldn't sell beer. People couldn't come and drink our beer. So we had to change the law, which was kind of a fun thing to do. To meet a lot of the locals by doing that. And yeah, so we had a vote on it. The city did and passed the law that we could actually sell beer here at the brewery, which has been pretty awesome.
And then Texas law changed
Mhm.
to allow production breweries to sell for on-premise consumption, which also helped quite a bit. So we quickly built out that tasting room ourselves.
So 2014, and then let's jump ahead to 2017
Yes.
when you won a silver medal at GABF.
Yeah, that's true. That was our first GABF medal. That was really cool. We were not expecting that. That was the first time we entered, and got that silver. And that was really exciting. We got word we were actually having our anniversary party here at the brewery, and somebody came up and said, "Did you hear you just won a medal?" We're like, "What?" So that was pretty cool. Yeah, that was
Then
fun.
the next year, another medal.
Oh yeah, so then we got the bronze with our Golden Strong. That was also unexpected. That was pretty cool. And I like that. That was very cool.
And then the following year, you see a pattern here.
Yeah, then we got the gold with the triple. That was amazing.
That was really amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, we were really excited when that happened. And,
One of our favorites.
yeah, I mean, like I said, it was the first style that I brewed, and I love that beer myself. I put 3 different grains in there, 3 different hops, and 3 different yeast, and it makes it a really cool, complex beer.
Oh,
So I love
The
it.
triple.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeast blending.
Yeah,
What-
doing yeast blending.
Can you go into that a little bit, or is that top secret?
Secret. So, pretty much our house strain that we use around here most often is the comes from Westmall, the Westmall monastery,
Mm-hmm.
and so it's kind of the strain that we use most often around here. So that's the primary yeast in there, and then we'll use a couple others in there just to kind of mix it up a little bit.
Okay, that's cool. I've always been curious about yeast blending, and you don't hear as much about it.
Yeah,
I would imagine it's like,
yeah, I like doing it. It just gives a different, because it seems, I mean, for some beers, there's a perfect yeast that goes great with it,
Mhm.
but then there's some yeast or some beers that the one yeast has really great aspects that contribute to it, but then you're like, oh, this other yeast has other great aspects. So sometimes you combine them and it works out just wonderful. You get exactly what you want. So I love that when it works out. And so, and then it just gets complicated, because then you're like, well, how much the ratios,
Yeah.
the percentage of each style of yeast, and all this other stuff. But and then trying to repitch that is not fun, because then they start getting all mixed up. But it's fun. I just love the experimentation that's involved with brewing. So yeah,
yeah.
it's
You
cool.
know, I was going to ask, can you reuse that yeast at the end? It's like pre-blended, or does one yeast win out, or?
Yeah, what happens, it depends on what the yeast blend is, but yeah, sometimes one will start kind of dominating. So you kind of got to pay attention to that. And then it's time to, repitch. But yeah, you just kind of monitor the flavor profile is the main thing you kind of look at.
Okay, yeast are like the savannah. You know, it's the survival of the fittest. You could do like a Nat Geo special. Luke is the
That'd be cool.
as he eats the sugars, and he toots out CO2 and makes alcohol. Look at him as he's taking. Oh, never mind. Sorry, I don't know where I was going with that. Anyway, on to the next one.
Oh yeah. So last year, your 4th in a row.
Yep. So that was the Lux Monday one again. So got a bronze, which was exciting, of course. And it was a really weird GABF last year with the COVID and stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know if y'all remember, like the people that won and didn't win. It was just a really weird GABF last year.
Yeah.
But I'm glad we did win something,
Yeah.
which is really
Thankful.
cool. Yeah. So the second time we won a GABF, a medal for the Lux Monday, which is it's a great beer. I love it.
And then most recently,
Just a few weeks ago.
yes, you
Won that, which is great. We've entered that beer before, and it's never gotten love, and it's kind of difficult because there's not a lot of beer to guards out there to taste. So I was kind of just like, what are they looking for? And so we actually went up to Belgium, and we went over to the
Region.
that region right on the border of France, and actually went into France also, and tasted, as close as we get to as many beer to guards as we could, and trying to find exactly, what an authentic should taste like. And that, it was a fun trip, of course.
Yes, definitely.
But you got to do your research, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the best research of all. I would
Yeah.
like that's just doing research. It's like right here, just research it.
Yeah.
we've actually done a live show from Belgium before.
Yeah, we have.
Whoa, that's neat research.
Oh, tell
Yeah.
about the other medal we got, or
Which other one?
the World Beer Cup.
Oh,
Oh,
Kennedy, I'm sure that's coming. He's
No.
done his research. No?
actually, I apologize. I only did the research for JBF.
Oh, okay.
So the World Beer Cup is pretty awesome. It only occurs every other year, and it's not just America's. It actually is the
world.
The world. So and so we won
Bronze.
with our Pater's beer, the Lux Monday, which is quite an honor, because at that point you're competing against other Belgian breweries,
Yeah.
and so to win that was pretty awesome.
That is-
And we were hoping to enter last year, but it got canceled due to COVID. So they're actually going to be doing it next year. So we're looking forward to that.
Yeah. Now that's wild to think about. You're making Belgian beers in Texas,
Yes.
and you're right in there with like Belgian beers. That's
Right, exactly.
so that's awesome. Now you mentioned on your website that the water profile where you're at and in Belgium are very similar.
Yeah.
for those beers. It's almost like, well, it's Providence, right? That that someday like that was a process that maybe it was millions of years in the making with the rocks in the the water table and water cycles and all that stuff, and then now it's time to make beer with that water. That's
Yeah.
hey, baby.
No, it's true. I mean, we try and get pretty much all our ingredients come from Belgium. All our grain comes from Belgium. Dingemans is our malt supplier, and great family. And then like I said, we get our yeast there. Our hops also are all noble hops.
European.
But water. It's not like I'm going to import water all the way from Belgium. But once we broke ground on this property, I took some of the water and I sent it off to Texas A&M to get it analyzed. And then I got my water profile report back, and I compared it to some of the best brewing regions in Belgium, and it's almost identical, really. I mean, you look at the Watou region of Belgium. It's kind of hard water. I mean, it's all the limestone that's around here in the Texas Hill Country, so it makes great water for Belgian styles. So yeah,
that's super cool. I love that. Like that, you can get like just on water alone, you can go super nerdy.
Oh yeah.
And I'm not going to make the joke.
Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't
Yeah.
About it being a dry topic.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, water. It's the largest ingredient in beer. It's the one that a lot of people forget about. It's what like Coors made their reputation on. But the water's great here for Belgian beer, so it was Providence.
Yes, it's fantastic. I love it. I love that. That's that whole part of the story. Jeff from Decca Brewing in they're in Humble, right?
No,
on the edge of Humble and
Porter. They're in Porter.
Porter,
Yes.
Technically in Porter and
No, they are in Porter.
I thought they were close to Humble.
Humble's close to Porter, but it's Porter. Technically, it's Porter.
Okay, fine.
I've been there a lot.
We'll agree to.
It's one of my favorite places.
We'll agree. We'll agree to whatever. He says. So how do I do my part to save the world? He says he does have a cape and a mask, if that helps.
Love it.
Another cool story about Jeff. Jeff is also a physician.
Wow.
Great.
Love that.
Yeah, we just met a physician couple. Was it yesterday? Oh, no, Saturday. We were at
a winery.
A winery in the Fredericksburg area, and it's a husband and wife team. He's a physician and she's a nurse, and they opened up a winery. So it's great to see all these folks that are, well, I mean, of course we need people to
still stay in medicine and treat people.
We do need that. So, but it's fun to see people taking on second careers and life and still enjoy and giving back. So,
let's see. There's a number of medical professionals and doctors. Let's see. Ingenious is the owner is a doctor.
Cool.
Maybe that's the limit. Maybe that's the number. Maybe the number was one more.
Wineries, but breweries not as much.
So how does the
it's a lot of engineers.
A lot of engineers you said you sent this, before I forget about this because I know Kennedy won't remind me of this, but you said you sent the water to Texas A&M, and I'd be remiss if I didn't say congratulations to the Aggies for beating Alabama on Saturday. Oh my gosh,
it's a big one.
That was huge.
I wish my team had beat OU, but oh well.
Oh, that one was a hard man. Talk about Kennedy doesn't even like sports at all, really, other than skateboarding, I think. And what do you name? And hacky sack, maybe.
I mean, no, not hacky sack.
Okay, so skateboard. Any other sports that
I watch?
Just that you like, tolerate?
Not really.
Is that it? Participate in? Frisbee golf? No.
Cornhole.
Okay, that's a sport.
Yes, that's a sport.
There's
Definitely.
leagues.
Olympics next year. So
Yeah,
it's cool.
Is it?
No.
That's like breaking news.
They do televise cornhole.
Well, yeah. There's Brew 30 has a league.
Yeah.
So
It's like on one of the ESPN channels this year.
the Ocho.
Something like that. Yeah.
But I was going to say that Kennedy was there with us. We were all watching football.
Well, I was there. I wasn't really watching.
Well, we were. He was there. But we were watching. I'm from Arkansas, so I'm an Arkansas fan.
Yeah.
And they were playing Ole Miss, and I don't know if you saw the end of that one, that heartbreak that we lost on trying to go for the 2-point conversion to win, and we didn't get it. Then I look over, and at about the same time, I'm starting to pull my head out of my hands. The end of the OU Texas game, Oh man, that's a lot of emotion.
Not good for the Aggies.
Yeah, no, yeah. Congratulations to the Aggies. That was that. Arkansas already beat them, and so that's fine with me that they win now.
Nobody's keeping track.
So it was, but man, that one was crazy. That would have been
Just had to slip that in.
yes, yeah. We already beat them, and I think we beat Texas too. Remember? Don't rub that one in, David. Not that I'm going to say it was 40-21. I'm just going to say that we won that game. Anyway, yeah, congratulations to the Aggies beating the number 1 team up there in College Station. I'm not that far. My house is not that far from College Station. I probably could have heard, had I hung my head out the door, I probably could have heard the crowd. There was video of like the press box shaking. That's scary. Anyway, all right,
Cool.
that's all I wanted to mention. All right, it's a big deal.
It's a big issue with Josh and I because he wants to talk sports and
Just a little, just a local.
I am not a receptive audience here.
No, I get a lot of crickets.
Yeah. I just cool.
Like we got cheated. Like the Astros got cheated last night. Did y'all see that? Oh my gosh. No?
Didn't
Yeah.
see that. Sorry.
Yeah, we had it on here at the brewery.
Yeah. And then they play again this afternoon. I think at 2.
Yeah.
Right after the show, we can turn on the.
Oh, sounds good.
Yeah, we'll go. We'll end here and go.
I'll be there.
Yeah, we'll go watch. And that was it. There was something else I wanted to veer back into, but now I completely forgot. That's probably why you don't want us to talk sports.
You can talk sports all you want.
Oh, I was going to ask you about. Okay,
I've got beer to drink.
I remember the question now. The doctor mindset, because my brother-in-law is an orthopedic surgeon.
Uh-huh.
And he I remember him going through residency and medical school and all that, and it was just such a grind and so much studying, and like we saw him like every like third month for about 10 minutes when he like family events, he'd come down and be like, yeah, I got to go back up and study.
Yeah.
And then, then they go to his residency and, then they went out to Taos, New Mexico for the fellowship and all that kind of stuff. And, he really enjoys his career today, but it was a lot of work to get to where he was. And that's the same with everybody who is a doctor. So how does that doctor, like one, going through medical school and residency and all that kind of stuff, how did that prepare you for what was great about that prepared you for owning the brewery, or is the brewery like so easy now, like compared to that?
Yeah. I don't know if it prepared. I mean, it's totally different. The science aspect of brewing, of course, that helped. I did go to brewing school, which was cool, and that was really neat. I really enjoyed that. I was, because it's great when you're studying something you really love. So totally enjoyed that, and having my science background definitely helped out with that. But as far as like running a business and a brewery and managing employees and all that sort of stuff,
No, definitely did not prepare.
No.
However, what I would say, the things that were crucial in the world of medicine, like quality and professionalism and being responsible and so forth, those absolutely carries over into what we're doing, because we really stand by quality, and we want to carry ourselves with professionalism in all of our interactions with not only our staff, but also our accounts and our guests who come to the tasting room. And so just those things definitely carry over very well.
Yeah.
Thankfully, we don't have any life or death kind of, emergencies or scenarios in the world of craft beer. So that is something we can be very thankful for.
Just maybe with the yeast every once in a while when they start attacking. But do you ever still get those doctor questions that people come up and say, hey, does this look normal? Like pointing to a spot on their arm?
Yeah, as long as it's their arm and not elsewhere. So
it's like, check this out.
You might try to.
yeah. So try not to give too much, doctor advice, but yeah, people do ask quite a bit. But it's funny, a lot of times they don't take it. You don't practice anymore. What do you know?
Yeah.
I think Quinn gets more of those questions. So I did pediatrics, so Usually Quinn gets all the adults asking them her questions. Yeah.
You should, or do you charge? You should charge for those. You should set up appointments where you can have a beer and get your medical questions answered, but then charge them.
We thought about that during the pandemic. I know. I did get my emergency reinstatement of my license.
Yeah, we held a vaccine clinic here at the brewery, and we gave away a free beer if you got your vaccination. So we did that. And we made hand sanitizer when we couldn't do beer during the pandemic. And we made masks also, and we also had people bring in masks. So people brought in masks, we gave them beer for that. And so, yeah. So
we're definitely bringing back some of that
medicine aspects of stuff. Yeah.
Well, I wanted the way medical and beer, one way I remember it tying in, and also back to the faith side of things. I don't know if you've ever read the book Searching for God in Guinness.
Yeah. I haven't finished it.
Yes.
It's a great book.
Stephen Mansfield. Great book talking about Arthur Guinness and the starting of the Guinness empire. And all the philanthropy he did, housed his family, the families of his workers and the brewers, and the soldiers in World War I. Eventually, I guess that was after him, but the Guinness family did that. But they did a lot in medical research and cleanliness back when they didn't know that washing your hands was a good thing, that type of thing. It's just that's when I hear your story, I think about that legacy too. That there's beer, and beer is beautiful, and beer is great, and we love to share beer, but there's so much more to it, but it ties into so many parts of life, and it gives you so many places to touch lives. Same with the medical side. And it's funny that that family, the Guinness family, they either were on the beer side. There's 3 lines of the Guinness family, Kennedy. I don't know if you knew this or not. They either stayed with the beer, they went into medical, and they did a lot of medical research, and learned a lot with Irish in medicine and all that kind of stuff. But and then also there's a line that they're pastors.
There was also an explorer that went to Africa and committed some atrocities. But
who?
In the Guinness line?
Oh,
yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll leave that out because that's not what I'm talking about.
We'll forget.
Yes.
Yeah,
we don't know.
It's not really relevant to what we're talking about now, Kenny. Way to bring it down. Anyway.
So yeah, you hear the expression, Guinness is good. You always just think it's just they're good. It's good beer, but actually it's a good brewery that does good things, which is really cool. And very inspirational book, and it just shows how anybody can take their business and turn it into a business not only that does good things, but also does good things for people. And that's kind of like what we've been trying to do is, one of our taglines is good beer for good causes, or great beer for great causes. And so, and we try and do both of those. You don't just want to do one because they build on each other. So we try to make great beer, and we also try to support great causes.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess that brings me back to Jeff's question, how can he start saving the world? And, we don't think that Save the World Brewing alone can save the world, because we're just a small place and everything. But like that ripple effect, inspiring other, both individuals as well as companies, to be intentional about charitable giving and helping out their communities and so forth. We all can save the world together.
Yeah, we've had quite a few businesses and people that are starting breweries and asking how can we do what you're doing? We just got a email from a couple that's opening a brewery up in California, and they we want to do what you guys are doing. So it's really cool when you see that, because the inspiration is the big part, to get other people to do what we're trying to do. Because instead of just sending your money to your pension plan or whatever, and just build up your business and stock options and all that stuff, why don't you just invest in the world and people? So, yeah.
And then there's that other aspect of saving the world besides charitable giving and so forth, and that's our environment. And so thankfully, and that's another way that we've also been able to engage with other people about, and that we do a lot of sustainable efforts out here at our brewery, from the solar panels to reusing waters to all sorts of different things. And since then, we've talked to a lot of businesses who've also wanted to go solar, etc. So just all those efforts.
So on your website, didn't it say that you said like 80% or something along those lines?
85
through solar.
Yeah, so 85% of our electric needs are provided by our solar panels, which is pretty cool. And when we have, we got a couple electric charging stations out here. So if anybody wants to drive their electric car up here and charge it for free, a lot of people do that, which is great. So and it's just coming from the sun, so that's cool.
That's cool. I feel like you guys, it's a very sunny. Maybe it's just when I was there, but I feel it's like an extra sunny place.
It is. It's kind of a curse in some aspects because it gets hot, and I wish it had like I said, we were out visiting some wineries because we love beer and we love wine and we love spirits and everything. So, but anyways, a lot of these wineries are great places with these beautiful oak canopies, and I was like, man, that would be so awesome to have. But it's also great because the sun just does great for our solar. So. But we're planting trees, so hopefully we'll have more shade here, which is great. Yeah, no, it is a sunny, happy place.
Yeah. Well, speaking of visiting wineries, you've got a wine-like beer release, kind of a melding.
That was a great segue.
Yes.
I'm going to compliment you on your segue there.
Grab it to pour.
Okay.
Yeah. You can start talking about it.
Yeah, so it's a cool collaboration that we did with one of our local wineries that we're actually really great friends with. They're Parasos out here, and they're not far from the brewery. If you come to the brewery, you also got to visit those guys because they're great people and make great wine. But anyways, a number of years ago, the owner, Seth, he called me up. So this wasn't my idea. This was actually his idea. He was like, hey, I got these crushed grapes and stuff, and I don't, can you think of anything to do with them? And I was like, yeah, sure, I'll come by and pick them up. So I went and picked them up, and I made a small batch, and I put our Golden Strong on it, and it turned out really nice. And so the next year when they did their harvest, we got a bigger batch, and we actually made a full batch of it. And since then, every year we've kind of switched around the varietal of grape that goes on it, and it's kind of a fun one to do. And it's delicious, and it's a really nice combination of beer and a wine, because I don't know, sometimes that they kind of conflict with each other, but I think this one kind of brings out the best aspects of both, and you can kind of see it. It actually, that is a Golden Strong there, but all that color actually just does come from the grapes, and so it's really nice. And it you get those aromas. It just makes it a very complex beer, and so it's a fun one that we do once a year. And we'll be releasing it this Saturday, which is fun.
Yeah. You guys were making me thirsty, so I had to pour it.
I tell you what,
you guys are making me jealous.
I was going to say, the internet will never take over our lives completely until we can.
And that is not an optical illusion.
Yeah.
Dave's glass is actually larger.
No, I just have small hands.
You're like that guy from the Burger King commercial. I've got these tiny hands. We should have used our Save the World glasses, Kennedy, up there on the top shelf.
Oh, I didn't know you had them.
Yeah. Oh,
Have we
well.
used those before?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, of course.
You gotta pull it back to it.
There we go.
It doesn't translate very well.
Oh.
To have long sleeves on for that too.
Right.
Authentic.
Right.
I don't know why it's so funny to me. Isn't that like then there's a scene on in like is it Evil Dead or Evil Dead 2 or Army of Darkness where his hands turn into little hands like that? Am I thinking about that? I've been watching a lot of spooky movies lately. I get them all confused.
I remember the hand that walked by itself.
Okay, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
Adam's Family.
Oh, that's Adam's Family.
There is a movie too where the hand walked by itself and
Evil
killed
Dead, he
people.
chops it off. And it
Idle Hands.
starts crawling.
Idle Hands.
Yeah.
That's what with Jessica Alba when she's like 19, and Seth, what's his name from Scott Evil? Seth, whatever his name is.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
Came out in like 99 or
I'm not
2000.
good with names.
Okay. Anyway, we went there.
Yeah. Pumpkin beer this weekend.
So you guys have another event coming up.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah, so that'll be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to talk about that?
Yeah. So number one, I gave Dave a pellet grill for Valentine's Day this year. And I have benefited greatly from it because
She took a long time picking it out for me.
She want to make sure it's perfect.
And so let's just say that he's become an excellent grill master. So Dave's been wanting to have a pellet grill contest here at the brewery for some time. I guess partly because he enjoys it so much, but the other part because pellet grills don't have competitions by themselves. In fact, they're usually outlawed from grilling competitions. And then sadly, one of the ladies who used to help us in our tasting room, Shady Long, got into a really terrible car accident. She was in the hospital and rehab for like 3 months, and she will not be able to work again for a long time.
Yeah.
So we wanted to have,
And she's got,
she's got 3 children.
yeah,
She's a single mom.
So.
So we definitely wanted to have some fundraiser just for her to help her and her family. And so we decided to combine the two. So that's going to be a pellet grill cook-off. Everything goes to Shady. And we've got some amazing musicians, John Arthur Martinez, Brandon Allen, and Zach Huckabee, all fabulous.
Yeah, great people too.
Yeah, really. So it's going to be lots of fun.
That's cool.
So yep, that'll be on October 30th on Saturday, and yep, it'll be great. It'll be good food, good music, good times, good beer. So yeah. And, yeah. Hopefully, we'll still have some of our pumpkin beer available at that time. That'd be perfect. And yeah, it is a pumpkin beer. A lot of people don't like pumpkin beer. And that's exactly that's why I made my pumpkin beer, because I don't like pumpkin beer.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I'll take a style that I don't like and I'll turn it into a style that I do like. And I like our pumpkin beer because it's a great beer.
Okay.
So it's built from the ground up to be it's not one of our existing beers that I just took it and threw some spices in there. This was built from the ground up to be a pumpkin beer, real pumpkin in there. And it's a great beer. So and it's actually one of our fastest sellers every year. So it's great beer.
Is it so? It's available just at the brewery currently?
Oh no, it's out in our areas of distribution.
Okay.
So Greater Austin, Greater San Antonio, and then our Highland Lakes area. And this year we actually brewed it twice, a double batch, because last year we ran out before Halloween.
Yeah, people get really upset when rocks start going through the windows again. So I did twice as much this year, but it's great. Love it. So yeah. So we're getting through it already. So it's great.
Okay, so I think there's hope for Kennedy then, because I'm not a fan of all pumpkin beers. I like great pumpkin beers, and there are some great ones. Like you're not as much a fan, but Pumpkinator and
Rumpkin.
and Nightmare on First Street, and there's was it Five Stones that had? I don't know if they still brew it. They had one that was really, really good a while back. But tell us
out there. So yeah. I like Five Stones. Yeah.
Well, what I really love about our pumpkin ale is it's an imperial pumpkin ale, number one. So it is maltier. It has more depth and body to it and complexity. And then there's real pumpkin in it, which gives it that little hint of fruit that you smell in the nose, and also just adds to that fruit flavor. And then the perfect balance. You got to have that perfect balance of the spices, because you don't want it to be a spice bomb, but you got to be able to recognize there are spices in it. So I think Dave.
I take Tahitian vanilla beans, and then I soak them in rum, and that gets added in there. So it just gives them a nice complexity. So yeah, it's a cool beer.
What yeast? Is it a Belgian yeast?
That's actually our Westmalle yeast. So yeah, it gives a little kind of a Belgian, and that fruitness that comes from the yeast contributes to it. They meld together, so it makes it just it's great. I mean, so I think that's why some pumpkin beers don't work. I think they just use a neutral yeast, and the yeast actually contributes to the flavor profile. So it's cool.
Yes, yeah. There's nothing worse than somebody put out a pumpkin beer. It tastes like you're drinking potpourri. Those are It's like it smells great, and then you drink it like, yep, that time that you tried to eat that dried orange that was in your mom's basket on the side table.
Because it looked good.
It looked great.
Yeah.
It doesn't taste good at all.
Thought it was a candied orange.
No, not at all. Couldn't be further from the truth. What a lie. It just dried out the inside of your mouth and tasted like, I don't even know what that tastes like. Evil. Anyway, I'm glad that you guys make a good. I gotta get my hands on some.
I would try it.
Yeah, we're gonna have to.
Excellent.
Yes, gotta try.
I would try it. I do find that with the pumpkin beers, I prefer like, the lighter ales over like the pumpkin stouts.
Right.
Right.
Well, now we're gonna have to dig into that because we've got like 3 weeks till Halloween. So
Yeah.
All right, we're ready.
I know.
Are you?
I don't want to do a pumpkin beer show.
Why not?
Pumpkin beer show.
Yeah, a whole show.
Where Kennedy has to try 100 different pumpkin beers.
Yes.
Yeah, there's some bad ones.
Yeah.
No.
They really do run the gambit. It's
Yes. I would need a spit bucket for that one.
no. How about a spit jack-o'-lantern?
Okay.
Keep it seasonal.
Yeah.
Yes.
Fair.
I like it.
There we go.
Anyway. Okay. One question, Philip, wanting to know, as doctors, when you say take two and call me in the morning, is that beers? Is that ever?
Yeah, that's our advice now.
Right.
Yeah, drink 2 beers and call me in the morning.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Was there anything? I feel like there was something else. Was there something else?
No. Is there anything you guys would like to? Anything we missed?
No.
I don't think so. I just think I love how you guys have this Liquid Lunch show, and thank you so much for inviting us to be a part of it. But it's just so neat to see, everybody's love of craft beer come out in different ways, right? Whether it's sharing and talking about it, or brewing it, or drinking it, etc. And I love how it's very inclusive, right? So.
Yeah, that's a thing I love about our craft beer community. It's very inclusive. It's very open. It's great. And I think in these times, going to a place that you can just have honest, open conversations over beer is just a great thing, and it makes us a better people.
And increasingly diverse. I mean, yes, sure. So cheers to you guys.
Yes.
Well, thanks. Well, cheers to y'all. Yeah, clinky. All right. Well, we don't want to, take up too much of your day, and y'all can sit there and contemplate. I don't know, maybe next year's variety of that beer.
The next pumpkin beer.
The next pumpkin beer that Kennedy, maybe he can. If you need any tips from him, I don't know.
But you guys now have a standing open invitation. If you guys ever want to come back on, just let me know. If you want to promote an event, just send me an email.
Yeah.
I'll be happy to put it on here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah, and we'd love to make our way up there at some point. Maybe. How's your internet? I mean, obviously your internet's good enough to do this Skype, so we could do a show from there. How about that?
That's what I was thinking. We should totally do that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Oh, actually, I'll give you a little heads up. I hope this really happens. We're hoping to break a Guinness World Record here at the brewery. And I'm just going to put out that teaser. But if it looks like it's going to happen, I'm going to have y'all come out and do the show when it happens.
Okay.
I'm there.
Yeah. Talk about bringing it on home and wrapping it around in touch points from earlier. Bringing the Guinness back and the thing back. That was Quinn, ready to go.
I don't think they're related, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, what are they going to say?
Yeah, no, that was perfect. I can't believe it all worked out exactly as we planned it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I meant to do that.
Yeah. Okay, cool. All right. So records being broken, but not heart. Oh, no, hearts are being broken because we don't get to try that beer right now. But
hearts are about to break because we're about to have to wrap it up.
Yeah, we do have to wrap this
Aww.
up. Yeah. So.
This is fun, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Well,
Yes,
thank you
thanks.
so much, Quinn and Dave Rathkamp. Save the World Brewing. Everybody, go check them out. Worth the day trip from pretty much anywhere in Texas, other than I don't know, maybe El Paso. That's probably
That'd
not.
be a long trip.
Yeah, but worth the trip.
Yeah.
But no, from all the big cities, other than I guess El Paso. Is El Paso a big city? Anyway, you got a map. You got Google Maps. But figure out if it's a day trip or if you want to stay overnight, because there's plenty of places to stay.
Or a lifetime
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, or a lifetime. That's why they say a great place to visit or live forever and ever and ever. Anyway, I don't know. All right. Well, guys, thank you so much. And again, Save the World Brewing. Get their beers when and where you can. If you're up in the Hill Country area, Austin, San Antonio, available right now where finer beers are sold. And if you're with us here in Houston, let's take a road trip and all of that. So anyway, guys, thank you so much.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thanks a lot,
Cheers,
guys.
everybody.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah.
All right. This is where we do the
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
and it becomes that like that and awkward because they're still on the call. We're trying
Wow.
to figure out how to end the call.
Oh,
Is that what
that's
we're doing?
Hold on.
Can you do it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's super easy. Boom.
All right. I don't know if I ended the call on my
I
end or
did.
not.
I ended
You
it.
in the whole thing?
Yeah.
Okay. I still see her waving though over on my thing.
Oh, well, I ended my side.
Oh, maybe I'll do
Okay.
this. All right. It gets a little. We got to figure out a better way to do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if I. There we go. Okay. Good interview.
Yes.
Great chat is what I should say.
Yeah.
So good on you for setting that one up.
Oh.
I mean,
we got a good one next week too.
I did kind of lay the groundwork 3 years ago.
Okay.
I still had the chat when I went to message him right before the show.
Yeah.
My message from then was still on there, and there was another time where I think I messaged him as well. So
Oh.
way to have follow through. You did what I couldn't.
But she was. I reached out to all of them. She was the first one to respond. She responded within hours.
Okay. So I've talked to Quinn
Yeah.
face to face. Very energetic.
Yes.
Go getter. I mean, you know when you look at the brewery, you realize they've got.
Mhm.
It's one of those things where they got their like some people have more of a laid back, like not approach, maybe approach, but a personality. You kind of think, oh,
Yeah.
laid back, chill. She's chill. She's very super duper nice. Obviously, you can tell, but just like energetic and like things are gonna get done. And
I hope they break that record and we get to go up there.
yeah, I say we go up there either way.
Yeah.
So anyway, what is next week? You want to tease it or you want to?
Sure. Do you want me to tease it?
Yeah,
Eureka Heights.
Casey Motes
Uh-huh.
himself.
Yes.
You've heard him many times on Interbrews, 3 or 4 times actually,
Uh-huh.
and just one of my favorite people in the Houston craft beer world. And he's going to be on with us next week.
Yes, he will.
Eureka Heights, making some delicious, fantastic beers. You contacted, yes, Michael. We got your beers. Thank you.
So we had another guest on today, Michael, so we couldn't really deep dive into your beers, but we'll get to them.
Yeah, maybe we do another show tomorrow.
We'll get to them.
Just do some special deep dive on Dos Serinos.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, okay. Well, we'll wrap there because lunch hour doesn't last forever, even if it's an extended lunch hour,
No.
right?
Yeah, you got stuff to do.
I do.
You're
got
going to be
stuff.
late.
Not gonna be late. I mean, I may be late. Anyway, all right. Well, Kennedy, great show today.
Great show, Josh.
Thank you. There's the end song.
Yeah.
Thanks to the Rat Camps for being on. Quinn and Dave,
And
Save the World Brewing,
And saving the world.
and Save the World Brewing. And yeah, hey, Mike, it's all good. You can shuttle back, and we'll talk to you again next week. And everybody, thanks for watching today. And go Astros this afternoon. And what else? Drink beer, share beer with friends, and enjoy this great weather. And we'll see you next week with Casey Motes from Eureka Heights. For Kennedy, I'm Josh. Bye, everybody.
Bye.
The preceding has been a presentation of Stewed Productions.
Where's the button? Where's the button? Oh, man.